And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. Literally, I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever. Well, hey, welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. This is the last show of 2024. Incredible. Yeah, what a year it's been. Absolutely fantastic. All right, unfortunately, the lights have gone out in the studio. The camera for Nate is not working, and Brooks's microphone has been shut off. We cannot afford to pay. No, wait, we're not Manchester United. God damn it, this is We Are Soccer. We're flush with cash. Brooks, turn on the lights. Let's do this. We've got everything operating. Our studio's in full operation. It's not falling apart. We're not cutting charity matches. We're not just getting rid of Christmas bonuses. We don't give Christmas bonuses. So, yeah, don't get any thoughts there, boys. Beers afterwards for sure. All right, welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. Appreciate everybody joining. We're having a little fun today. We're talking about a lot of different things. Oh, my goodness. We're in the middle of the fixture list that's happening at the moment. Lots of games played today, more games played tomorrow. Did you get to see that Liverpool game? They are relentless. Are you kidding me? Even up to the final minute, they wanted to put the ball in the back of the net against West Ham. 5-0 Liverpool. What a game. Man City, back to winning ways. Do they have any hopes of the title? No, probably not. But we'll talk about it. They won 2-1 over Leicester City there. We're talking rumors from around the world because we're a couple of days away from the transfer marketing opening up January 1st. Our boy Nate has been transferred out to the far reachings of the Canadian League. You'll find that out why in a minute. And there have been some strange Google searches from people right here within the We Are Soccer studio. I want to know who did them. Brooks, Nate, Danny, you're going to need to fess up today to these Google searches because I've got a log of all of them. And yes, it's the last show of 2024, and one of our good friends messaged us. We're going to show you that right here. The legendary Fabrizio Romano wished us here at We Are Soccer a Merry Christmas.
Here we go. This is Fabrizio wishing a happy holidays to Craig, Nate, Brooks, Danny, and the We Are Soccer group. Enjoy all the football on TV, guys. Oh, and Nate has been sold a team in the far-reaching Canadian League. Here we go.
Yes, that was actually Fabrizio Romano, the Fabrizio Romano, legendary transfer market rumor news swirling Fabrizio Romano. That was really him. That was not AI. Trust me, it was not. I had a couple of people message me and say, hey, how did you do that on AI? No, that was not AI. That's real. All right. No, not just me here in the studio. We do have our wonderful, full crew finally back. We have Nate there. We have Danny, the newly engaged Danny. Danny, congratulations, my friend. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be back. What would we call it? Did I have a sabbatical? That's what it was, right? A sabbatical.
Sure.
That's what they call it. Sure.
Yeah, I had a little bit.
Sexy sabbatical.
I had a little bit of sabbatical. Well, earlier on in the year, do you remember
You're just a busy guy.
Well, I just got back recently from England with the engagement and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, I was over there. You remember earlier on in the year?
She stole my spot.
She did.
Yep.
007. Right?
What are you talking about?
Newly named 007 earlier on in the year. That's what the sabbatical is all about because I was over in England at MI5.
You want to be the lesser spy? We all know Ethan Hawke is better than
Oh, God.
Here we go.
He's better. I'm sorry. The impossible missions. He makes them possible.
There's nothing better than 007.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke. So sorry.
No, there's
More of a
better.
Jason Bourne guy.
No.
I thought his mic was off. I thought it was cut. You said in the beginning, that was all part of the dumb joke that didn't go anywhere that you thought was
exactly,
really funny?
because we're not Manchester United. We've got money.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What other teams do the same stuff that the United does?
Oh, you took the bait. You took the bait early. You took the bait. That's why I didn't say anything about it. You took the bait early.
I just am more disappointed that Brooks's mic still works.
You know. I did see a rumor today that they're looking to sell off the statue outside of Old Trafford, and I said no. Now it's gone a little too far. No, that's not real. There's no way that's real. This is just me. It was actually a Manchester United news outlet that was spreading that rumor. I was like, no, this is getting.
If we could buy that though.
I mean, listen, I'd buy it. Even though it's Man United, I'd still buy it.
You can always change the faces.
So I was there, what 4 years ago, took my nephew, and the concession stands inside Old Trafford were like exorbitantly expensive, like really expensive, even for a Cadbury's chocolate, like a hot chocolate or some shit like that. It was just really expensive. Me and Jana went on the 22nd against Bournemouth.
The Bournemouth match,
the Bournemouth match.
Yeah, she took my spot.
She did. And oh my God, it was like 6 pieces or 6 things on the menu for like 17 quid.
Holy jeez.
You could get like 2 drinks, a hot dog, burger, meat pie, mince pie, whatever, and like 7 items. So I'm like, wow, like they've really dropped the prices on those things. Toilets are still shit, but hey, man.
Well, we'll talk about your trip. Nate, good weekend so far?
No.
Okay. All right. Because there's no Bundesliga, they're on a winter break.
And I wasn't invited to England.
And you weren't invited to England.
Brooks' microphone still works.
Brooks's microphone does.
It's going to be the whole night is going to be saying that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And apparently you're shipping me off to the 51st state.
What?
No, we got you back. I have the story of how we got you back.
We did get you back. So a far-reaching Canadian team from the 3rd Division in Canada did purchase you.
Yes.
It's not hard to get me back.
And then...
No, it was. This was a difficult one.
No, it's really not.
Was.
The Canadian government just has to read one of my social profiles, and I'm instantly not allowed in that country.
Yeah. So what Craig and I had to do is we had to go to Vermont and we had to ask them because they produce maple syrup there. So listen, there's a thing called TAMS where you can exchange people. It's called Targeted Allocation Maple Syrup. So we went in, we got, we went to Vermont and said, hey, we need this for our buddy to get him back. And, they gave us like 5-10 truckloads of syrup. And so, yeah, we exchanged you back for some good quality Vermont maple syrup, and we got you back. So
you got ripped off.
Plus, I showed them how much you swear on social media.
Yes. No, you just got to show my Canadian comments, and I'm instantly just not in. So you guys got ripped off.
They're actually repulsed that you didn't like Tim Hortons.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's, it's really bad.
Yes.
Everything is really bad there.
Get it.
Victor says we should have made the trade permanent.
Victor, I would have just taken down Canada from the inside.
Oh, there you go.
Man.
Well done. Merry Christmas, Victor. Hey, everybody watching, Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining in. Do us a favor. Put your comments in. You're going to have a little fun later when I tell you all the fun searches, Google searches that were done from within our office. I did log them. Sorry, boys. We're going to guess which one of you did some of these searches. So I would love to know which.
I've been off for a while, so it can't be me.
The Bluey searches and Nickelodeon Juniors is Brooks.
Absolutely, Brooks. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. There was a couple though. They're a little bit adult. I don't know. We're gonna.
Danny.
That was Danny.
Has Brooks been searching for laxatives?
All right, we are going to jump in and talk about some actual football that happened this weekend. But before we do so, I do want to say a big thank you to our partners. Through 2024, we've had some phenomenal sponsors and partners. Big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all your soccer gear needs. Big thank you to Aaron Bird, Next Level Training, and the boys and girls who run that. They are running camps. They are running new sessions coming up. Check out Next Level Training for the best trainers in the country. Luckily for us, they are located here in Metro Detroit. Big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. What an awesome club. They are doing an awesome 4-on-4 tomorrow that my son is playing in. He's hopefully going to bed now, so you can be prepared for that. Another great 4-on-4 tournament for the Jags. Big thank you to them. Big thank you to Thomas McGee's. They had an awesome, I believe our man Nate was down there. Boxing Day festival going on with all the games. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So big thank you to Thomas McGee's. Big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. If you have a chance, follow him on socials. He has some awesome videos of them putting together that new studio, that new health fitness center that he's got going on, man.
Yeah.
That looks really awesome, by the way. Big thank you to Fab Football Academy as well. If you're looking to get over to England to play in a camp and actually make a name for yourself over there, check out Fab Football Academy. Some good dudes, and they have produced some awesome players. All right, let's jump in. Let's talk about it. Game of the day today had to be that Liverpool-West Ham game, and I tell you what, Liverpool were running rampant. After about 30 minutes, it was still 0-0, and I thought, maybe this will be one of those games for Liverpool where it just doesn't come off. And then bing, bang, boom, it was 3-0 by halftime, and it could have been 5. Mo Salah comes off with his head in his hands, puts his shirt over his head. He had a goal and assist in that first half, and he still was not happy with himself. Missed a couple of easy chances, a couple of easy passes, but fellas, Liverpool right now, I would say in the past 2 months, maybe even this half of the season, have been the team of just unbelievable how they've progressed and how they've been. One loss in 27 matches for Arne Slot since he's joined. I can't say enough. I just cannot say enough about Liverpool at the moment. They were running, they were gunning. Cody Gakpo was playing phenomenally. McAllister running the midfield. Virgil van Dijk sat in the back and he didn't have much to do. Allison, I think, touched the ball a couple of times. The ball hit his post, but other than that, just phenomenal. I'd love to know everybody else's thoughts on Liverpool. It's just phenomenal.
It's not a surprise to me. I mean, I think a lot of people at the start of the season were like, is there going to be a drop-off after Klopp was so successful for 7 years? Was there going to be a drop-off? But, and bearing in mind, like, Arne Slot wasn't even Liverpool's first choice in the summertime, So, I mean, and then I can understand where people are coming from in the summer. I think you and I even have a conversation about this. They hadn't signed anybody.
Right.
I mean, they brought in Chiesa on loan, but he hasn't played yet.
Right.
The guy's been injured. So it's the same squad, same team that Klopp had. So it just tells you what a good manager and a good system and structure that they have at the club, because what he's built over the last 7 years, he didn't leave the club in a shambles. No. He left the club ready to go, and they've been... I think Liverpool have been one of the teams that have been quite fortunate this year, where they haven't had a lot of injuries. He's been able to play a really strong 11 every week. He knows that level. It's 11. It's not very different from what Klopp's 11 was. Yeah. But they're just playing good football, Liverpool. They're just, I don't think anybody's going to catch him, to be honest with you.
I don't think so either. Even in the Champions League, I don't think anybody's going to catch them there. They're just going to run away with it. And then they'll get into the qualifying, the semifinals and all that. And I think they'll end up winning it if they stay healthy. Yeah. If they stay healthy. They seem hungry. They seem they're enjoying their football together. Every time there's a goal scored, it's not just I want to score it. It's there's another open man grab, I'll pass it to you. There's a real teamwork and camaraderie there. I will say it was a huge surprise to me. I thought there would be a drop-off with a new coach coming in, wanting to implement his own system, but he didn't. He came in and just upgraded the current system, in my opinion.
Yeah, he seems like a really down-to-earth manager, knows what he wants. But I also saw that article that came out by Trent a couple of weeks ago, Trent Alexander-Arnold, where he said that he's very demanding, like really demanding of what he wants in the players. Which is interesting because the Trent Alexander-Arnold and the Salah contract situation is something that's a big distraction right now. But it's not really a distraction on the field.
You nailed it. It isn't on the field, right? We're going to talk about that in about 30 to 60 seconds here. If anybody else wanted to chime in with that Liverpool, how they're playing. But right now, the stats I have, unbeaten in 23 straight games. Slot has lost 1 in 27 matches. Brooks, yes, sir?
Yes. Our big Liverpool fan, Mr. Michael Tyson, has a question for us.
Go for it.
Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Salah. Who stays, who goes? Predictions.
All right, so just so everybody's aware, all three have contracts that are expiring in June. They can all start negotiating with teams starting in 72 hours. January 1st, they can start negotiating with teams for new contracts, right? So you would think Mo Salah, 17 goals, 13 assists right now. That number is absolutely incredible for someone at 32 years of age. Here's where, and everybody right now is saying you need to sign Mo Salah. You need to sign Virgil van Dijk. You need to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold. But this is where Man City got into trouble. They continued to sign their big-name players for multiple years, and that's why we see them in the position they're in right now, because we went through their midfield last week. The ages, they're all either 29 to 34, their main midfield. That's you can't lock down these players like that anymore. Go ahead, Danny.
I want to say this because I want Nate's opinion because it's important from a perspective of, just understanding where he's coming from a German standpoint with players in Germany winning so many titles. Virgil, Trent, and Salah, they've won everything at Liverpool, right? I mean, Trent's probably one of the most successful English players in terms of trophies. He's won everything. Not the volume of trophies that Giggs and Scholes and Beckham and Neville's won, but he's won every trophy that they've been in. Salah's won the Premier League. He's won the European Cup. So has Virgil van Dijk. What have they got left to stay for, is my opinion. And I know Trent's a Liverpool lad, so he's probably got more to stay for, right? Just in the same way that Gerrard stayed and could have gone to Chelsea all those years ago. But I think Virgil could go to Real Madrid. I think Salah will go Saudis, maybe. Maybe he'll go to Spain. Trent maybe stays. But I definitely think two of the three leave.
2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, I think Trent's going to go to Real Madrid.
I say that's
Think so?
Yeah, that's the rumor right now because he's best
Open
friends
about it.
with Jude Bellingham.
And he's open about it. And
Do they need a right back?
The rumor is that yes, but the rumor is, Nate, that there's a secret contract already in place with Trent and Real Madrid.
And that's why he's not signing. And the reality is, if you look at the team you might want to be in that's going to be successful in the next whatever, it's gonna be
Madrid are lights.
They're going to get, for sure, Xavi Alonso. You've seen what he's can do with, a quarter of the budget.
Nailed it.
And you see the type of team he runs. Even Leverkusen now is, right at the ship. They're sitting second, not too far back first, with a minimal budget and impact to even grow and make improvements. Actually, they didn't make any. So it shows you the type of mind he's coming in as a coach, and I think Madrid's going to be the place to go, and I think he might want on the bandwagon. Plus, you add in just everything you said of achieving all that he could in England. There's not much motivation to stay. I think Salah might be gone just because of contract amount. I think Van Dijk might be the guy to stay, and I don't think you want him because I think age is going to hit. And that's the other thing. What I was going to say is, yeah, it's real. I hate to say easy. Pep's made a career of this, and I think, he made City in some aspects better, but it's recently kind of fell off of jumping onto an already built team and not having to do much. And the true test is going to be when now you have critical key pieces leaving your lineup, and then how are you replacing them, and how are you making the team stay above, or does it all fall?
How old Salah? What is he?
He's 32.
32. Virgil van Dijk's what?
30.
I would say 30, 31, something like
Trent's
that. Yeah.
young, right?
Trent's younger, 23, 24, 25. So he's got a couple of years left. So he's the one I think they really should lock down to a long-term contract.
Van Dijk's 33
Sheesh.
Wow.
and turns 34 this upcoming.
They're not gonna give
Van
it. And
Dijk's
you
gone.
kind of said, he's always been an overrated center back. He's had one or two good seasons.
Salah's 32 will be 33 in June.
I think they're both gone.
Yeah.
Yep. I think all
three are potentially gone. Actually,
I think all three.
Yeah.
I think there is something to the rumor about the secret contract that Trent has with Real Madrid, because we know him and Bellingham are best friends, and they want to play together. And there's been a lot of rumors in the last 6 months about it, which I think there is. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Mo Salah has said, he came out today when asked, "How close are you to signing?" He said, "We're far away. We're far away in negotiations."
Alexander will be 27 going into next season.
Okay, he's a little older than I thought. Okay.
See,
But that's now's the chance to take advantage of a big contract at that, sign a 5-year deal.
His time to move for a big contract like that
Is now.
is
I mean, right backs don't get huge contracts, and if you can get a big one, there you go. No one's paying hundreds of $1 million for right backs.
I can see Salah going to Saudi Arabia.
I was going to say, I can see him heading there because it's not too far away from Northern Africa, which is Egypt, and then that whole thing. I mean, he's considered to be there. So, listen, it's a money grab, but at that age, take it. Take it. You've earned it. You've done everything you can. To his credit, though, he came off the field today, and the first words out of his mouth were, "We're still hungry. We want to win this."
so.
They're not happy with
It's the last hurrah for them, I think.
Well, I think
It's the last dance.
They've been living in the shadow of Man City for so long, and Liverpool have been the team really over the last decade that have run them that close, with Klopp. And now that they're so far ahead in the league, and I still think they've got a game in hand, right, against Everton. The one that got cancelled
Yes, they do.
that weekend. So, I mean, the 7 points clear now. Could be 10 with that game in hand. I mean, that's hard to come back from at Christmas. That, I mean, we're going into January now. So,
they just got to stay healthy. Nate.
Then you look at Real Madrid and who he has to displace. Their current right back, Lucas Vasquez, who's 33 years old, will be 34 next season.
Yeah.
Danny Carvajal's injured.
I say Danny Carvajal did a knee, and
You
he
don't know
he was
if Danny
34.
Carvajal is who's 32.
He's not coming back from that knee injury. That was
He'll be 33
wicked
by the
knee
time
injury.
he comes back. You have no idea the type of player he will be when he comes back.
Yep.
So those are your two
And
right
if you
backs.
can upgrade for free to a Trent, get in there. I mean,
nothing's for free. I mean,
that-
there's no transfer fee in it. but-
Everything's
transfer
for free.
but you're not paying 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. What's he worth? He's worth
Sure, you're not
100
giving money back to Liverpool. It's a free agent, so you're getting it. But
like they did with Mbappe. They got him on a free, right? But they ended up paying it in his salary. So
See,
that's what it is.
Then you're talking about a back line of Chavinga, Rudiger, and
How old's Rudiger now?
Rudiger is 31. He has got another year or two.
yeah.
So Michael Tyson said Liverpool messed up if they let 3 studs leave for nothing. I hope they get something out of this. And then he said you could argue that all 3 are the best in the business. And I will say, because Man United have had so many players leave on a free that we've signed and all that sort of stuff, I'd say that as a rebuttal, because if you sign them to big contracts, then with financial fair play and all that sort of stuff, if you get those players off the books, then you can bring in new signings, right? You're not necessarily. Given their age of Virgil van Dijk and Salah, you're not going to get 80, 90 million for those players. Maybe for Trent, for sure. I mean, they've messed up with Trent, I would have said. Being
By
23, 24, not locking him down.
By not locking him down last year, the year before.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's probably had the bug in his ear from Jude, and that's what's his, the Real Madrid CEO,
Perez.
yeah, that's what he does, man. He's probably been in Trent's ear for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, just
it took
ride
2
out your contract. It took 2 times.
It took 2
Mbappe.
times at Mbappe, yeah.
So I mean,
You're right.
I don't think they've necessarily messed up, Michael. I think it's something that they've probably looked at and they've just.
But they're going to get younger.
money for
They'll
him.
get those players off the wage bill. They'll bring younger players in. Now they might not be up to the standard they are this year, but give it a little time, and I think they will.
They have the right back, Bradley. Is it Bradley Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got him coming through. Who's a very, very good right back.
There's another one, Ben Doak, who is supposed to be really well. There's some rumors of them buying players that we're going to talk about in the rumor section of the show today. Listen, Mark Gui, the Crystal Palace center back, he's rumored to want to go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I think they just say, Virgil van Dijk, thank you very much. Wave off into the sunset. Go find another big contract. Mark Gui, we're going to...
Between those
bring
players,
in.
you're probably getting $1 million a week off the books.
And
Or more.
let's be honest, Mo Salah, he's been decent the last few years. He's having a career year right now.
Oh, yes. He's having
Numbers that he's putting up are basically as good as his best year, which is when he first came over.
Correct.
And actually a little bit better per game. And if he keeps on this pace, it will be the best year he's ever had in his career in the Prem at 32.
Is that
normally
would
that's
that be
not repeatable?
I would say
It's
not
not.
Normally
It's
that's
not
not.
repeatable. It's not.
in any league.
To think
that
he
would
can
be
do that
repeatable.
again is crazy.
Right.
But
Agreed.
He
I
can do
don't
it
know,
in MLS.
nah.
And maybe that's why they didn't invest so much in the summer, because they thought, look, we're getting potentially 3-4 players off the books here at $1 million a week, $4 million a month, however many a year. We've got the money now.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we just wait? Develop some of the players in the squad, like a Bradley Jackson. Look at some centre backs and some forwards around, and go from there.
Financial fair play won't come in at this
Yeah,
point. They
no,
will
it
have
won't.
so much free money that they could go buy the three players at 50 to 60, 70 million apiece, and then the wages as well.
They'll just invest in new players.
Brooks,
I mean, for me, like just to answer Michael Tyson's is like it's always timing and luck with these things. Like I mean, a lot of you don't see a lot of big to big club transfers where someone's making unless it's perfectly timed that you're making a lot of money from it. So I mean, like Danny said, it's off the books. It's just how it is, and you just move on.
Yeah.
all right. Some other games that happened this weekend. Nottingham Forest up to second place in the Premiership. currently sitting second
Boy, you and I look stupid now.
in the Premiership.
We thought they'd be in relegation.
I don't think
territory.
anybody in the world predicted this, that they would be come after Christmas.
Yeah.
A couple days after Christmas.
Are we gonna make it read the list?
I didn't say second, but I said they're going to do better than what people think. And I said they had a really good transfer window because they picked up a bunch of players.
23 new players, yeah.
Yes, they picked up a bunch of players, no world beaters, but a bunch of solid players.
Almost as much as Chelsea.
And I remind you this every week.
You know,
Yes.
You do, actually.
You do.
the one thing that they had going for them, right? They had they brought in a Premier League proven manager.
Spirito Santos.
Yeah,
Nuno Santos,
Nuno
yeah.
Santos, yeah. They brought him in, he'd done fantastic at Wolves on a
did.
string shoe budget, and I don't think Tottenham gave him the time that he really deserved. And the only reason they didn't give him that time was because Mourinho was sniffing around.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so he did a wonderful job at Wolves. And it's not surprising. I mean, like, I was thinking about this on the way in because of the questions that you asked us today, like what surprises and all that sort of stuff. And Nottingham Forest, ironically enough, were not one of my surprises, but I was just thinking, like, the true definition of a big club, like the big club, right? Like, we all agree in this room, right? There's no longer a Big Six in the Premier League. It's more of a Big Ten now.
Yeah.
Right,
to
yeah.
be honest
I like parody.
with you. But when you think of big clubs, right? And people call me crazy all the time when I say this. Like, I don't consider Arsenal a big club because they haven't won a European trophy that big. So when you look at the clubs that have won European Cups, Champions Leagues, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, they are big clubs to me. And people always say, like Aston Villa, Villa Park, one of the most historic grounds. It is. It's an absolute historic ground. So is Nottingham Forest.
So Nottingham Forest,
Yeah,
City Ground.
They're just massive, massive clubs.
He let you back in the show. You don't have to.
No. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying I'm happy for them. And honestly, to be honest with you, I think Brian Clough will be happily having a whiskey in his grave right now because
He's smiling,
he's
looking down.
because I tell you what,
Most Americans don't know that Forest have won the European
yeah,
Cup.
just that's a massive,
I said
massive
most.
club.
They're
Massive
a
club.
very big
That
club.
documentary is a popular movie.
Which one?
The one with the damn United. That one.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, was that in there when
Yeah.
with Forest?
Yeah.
I know from
the
playing
play-
trivia games that Forest has one.
Like arguably, they had one.
I haven't seen it.
They had. I think they had the first £1 million player, Trevor Brooking.
I believe that's correct.
And they were just massive, absolutely massive back in there. And what was really interesting, that stretch of time when Forest won back-to-back European Cups, there was a 5-year span where Forest won it twice, and then Liverpool won it back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
I think United won it like right after that as well. In '99, so it was like 4 trophies, 4 European Cups were won by 4 English League teams back to back over 4 years. Two by Liverpool.
Yeah, you guys never seen the movie The Damned United? I just wanted to make sure.
I think I've seen that.
It's actually a good movie. It's with
Add it to the list.
it's
Add it to the
with
list.
it's the story of Brian Clough
huge.
and how he went over.
I mean, all the best to him.
Yeah, we're going to put it up right now. Here's the table. Here's the table as it currently sits today. Again, there are games tomorrow, but there you go. Nottingham Forest, second after 19 games. 11 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses, +7, 37 points. I mean, it's incredible. Now, don't get me wrong. Arsenal are going to be playing soon. Chelsea play tomorrow, and they could very well jump above them. But as we come to the day comes to a close, when we look at the table, Nottingham Forest are sitting second in the Premiership.
Bournemouth in 6th.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It really is. One of my surprises that I do have on the list is Nottingham Forest and the way they are. Congratulations to Nottingham Forest and what they've been doing. It really has been fun to watch. Today, who they play today? I watched that game. Everton. Yeah.
They played a team.
They played a team. No, they
played a team, yes.
They played at Everton as well.
I think Fulham's been my surprise of the year for sure.
Fulham's been one, but Forest, as I watched them today, they just outwork their opponents. So I watched them play against Villa. I've watched them play a couple of games, and I watched them play today. And what you really notice is they don't have a superstar on this team. There's no Chris Woods putting the ball in the back of the net. He set up today. Morgan Gibbs-White. But there's no superstar. But every single one of them bust their butt. When they lost the ball, tracking back in transition, there was no one lazily sauntering back.
It's the same with Bournemouth. Bournemouth do the same thing, man.
Yeah.
You've got a very structured system where they at a possession of the ball, they hunt in packs.
That's it. That's the word. They're hunting.
You know, it's unreal.
I think it was I'm sorry. It was the West Ham Liverpool game. There was actually no yellow cards in that game today. Sorry, I watched both those games today. There was no yellow cards in that game. I was very surprised by that because
Soft.
thank you.
Right.
I'm getting a little pissed off with the you foul someone at the halfway line in the middle of the field and there's no advantage, there's no breakaway, and all of a sudden it's a yellow card. It's not a foul, man. It's a foul, but it's not a yellow card.
It's not a game until your captain unnecessarily flies in, studs out, and whacks a guy in the leg.
Like Vinny Jones?
That's a game.
Yeah.
That's strategery.
Okay.
That is.
You don't need 11 players to win. That's amateur hour, baby. What, 10? Let's go.
It's the new cool thing to win with 10 players.
Yeah, 11 players. Don't look at me in my full squad. Bang on average. All right, Danny?
No.
I think Danny's going to go, no, we want Bruno on the field.
I want Bruno on the field.
I don't want him on the field anymore.
So it has been put out there. He's never received red cards in his life, and all of a sudden this year he's gotten 3 of them. One of them was rescinded, right? The Tottenham, the tackle on Madison was taken back. That red card was taken back, but he has had 2 more, and maybe another one he could add in there as well. He's just having one of those years where he's trying too hard. But there wasn't a card in that game today. But back to Forest, Nottingham Forest, very well deserved second place. Nottingham Forest outworking anybody they step on the field with, coming with a game plan, and just. That's it, just outworking. And it goes to show no matter what level of the game you're at, whether you're at, U6 or professional Premier League, if you're willing to put in the work and outwork the other team, good things can happen. And Nottingham Forest it just shows.
I mean, that's common, though, where, even back in the day when the King of England had their whole army and they were trudging through the forest, and then Robin Hood had to come in and they didn't have a lot of firepower there. Actually, it was mainly peasants that were trained and had to outwork the trained guards in order to.
Okay, Braveheart.
That's not Braveheart, bro. It's Robin Hood.
I know,
it's your
it's
mythology.
Where's Friar Tuck?
Just like Oasis is your thing. And Creed is our, can you take me higher? Knew it was going to work it in.
You did find a way to work in your favorite band. Well done.
Wow.
With that being said, we got a lot of other stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about rumors that are coming up, players who could be leaving or players who are staying. We're going to talk about internet searches here in the We Are Soccer office and a lot more fun as well. Be right back right after this.
Tempo, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Inside on touch, play, see it, yes.
All right. Big thank you to our partners again. Thank you to Next Level Training. They've been so fun, so good to work with. If you haven't sent your youth player to Next Level Training, do me a favor, look them up and get them out there. There are a lot. Nate has his hand in the air. Nate, yes, sir.
Guess where I'll be tomorrow.
Next Level Training.
Right
Did
up
you
on
sign
here.
yourself out?
Yes, they said they needed more pros at the pro camp, so
Oh.
I'll be here.
He is a pro. We did send her to the CPL, so yes.
Yeah, the CPL is a Canadian
Yes.
professional.
So Sydney already did the
pro
pro
camp.
camp. That she did the Bloomfield one,
Mhm.
West Bloomfield one, and she had all these pictures, and one was next to Aaron, and I sent that to him, and I said, "This is the only pro I see there," and he goes, "You're bang on right." And then so she'll be here tomorrow, and then there's the January classes.
Yep, January class is starting
Clinics.
up.
Yes.
January clinics just were released, and all my money's going to Aaron now. So, Aaron, go ahead and build that second addition to your house. Call it the Janulus Wing, please. Thank you.
I think there's a certain club out there that needs to sign Aaron Bird and Next Level Training up, and that's Manchester City. Manchester City finally got back to winning ways today, or this weekend, 2-1 over Leicester City. Yay!
I knew they could beat that 16th, or no, 18th actually. 18th place team.
I'm just happy they won a game. All right, listen.
I thought we would say that.
I know. I mean, there was one pundit, by the way, who called this at the beginning of the season, and everybody looked at him like he was bang on nuts.
Was it?
Michael Owen. He said, City this year will struggle. He's like, they will finish outside of the top 4. And every single person went, what? What did you just say? No. I mean, look where they are now. Yeah. It's because of their age. Now, their age, but here's something that happened in a recent game. And it really was a telling point. I've said this for the last couple of months now with Man City. It's very controlled. They love the controlled aspect. He'd rather win a game 1-0 than have a shootout and win 5-4, right? He wants to control. He wants the possession. He wants the passes. He wants to do the, for lack of a better term, the tiki-taka that he had at Barcelona. So what happens when they have that chance and their opponent's attacking them and the opponent has the possession, it's coming at them, and Man City win the ball? What do most teams do? They look for that outlet. They look to break. Man City do not. There's been several opportunities in the past 2 weeks where I've noticed there's a player making a run up the field and a defender has an opportunity to put ball down the line, not a big sweeping cross, not even into the middle. It's down the line to a man who's running into space and then going. And you know what they do? They pull the ball back and they push it to the middle and they hold. And the other team, what do? Well, they do what they normally do. Track back and set up your formation because Man City are about to control the ball for the next 10 minutes. There was one, specifically in the Everton match, Nathan Ake had the ball. He'd won the ball. Everton were up, pushed up. Joko Vardiol made a huge sprint down the line, wide open. The pass is on to him, and you see Pep Guardiola going, as in mimicking to Ake, put the ball back into the middle. Do not put the ball up the line to him. He's just creating space. That is not how the game is played these days. Like, Man City are just still playing the game that's got them where they're at, that they've been doing for the last several years. People have figured it out. They are now, I think, shooting themselves in the foot. And they don't have the athleticism. They don't have
they can't run
the
anymore.
speed anymore.
They used to press and do all that.
It's very reminiscent of his end of Barcelona era.
Yeah.
Yep,
Very,
exactly.
very reminiscent of that, where his players got older.
Yep.
Squad was aging. Teams figured them out, all that sort of stuff. But I also think it's a combination of that, where the team is aging, and they're being found out, and he's being found out tactically by some very astute managers in the league. But I also think it's a combination of the fact that I believe, and it's my opinion, that those players and that manager know what punishment is being brought for those
114. One of them got, right?
Oh, it's like 130 or something.
No, it's 114 charges, I believe.
100 and plus
14
charges.
evidence, yeah.
I think that they have an inkling of what's coming, and I don't care. Yeah, you can say all day long that players are professional and they step on the field to make an impact and don't really give two craps about what happens off the field and all that sort of stuff. But it's so hard as a player to be motivated when you know that something's coming that you can't control, that you had no hand in, that the higher ups did something wrong, and you're being punished for it.
Sure, and that's part of it. They'll be punished for something they had nothing to be part of. Go ahead, Brooks. Yeah.
I'll just say besides what Danny's adding to, I think that's the issue. But I think Pep's weakness is that he doesn't know when to let go of players when he needs to sometimes, in my opinion. He sticks with the old dogs. The old dogs are reliable. And then all of a sudden, when they're not reliable, it just doesn't work. And I think that's been a huge weakness of anything, of his coaching. And then trying to play the same way he always does. You know, I mean, eventually you get found out. And
think about this. Right? Think about this. What 2 young players in the league right now, right, that play for different Premier League clubs?
Craig and I talked about that. So Palmer and
Rogers.
Yes. And they let them go.
And they were both Man City Academy graduates.
Incredible
Players.
2 guys they could have used now.
And they are now both English, right? And they are lighting it up for the clubs that they play for.
Both players who love to come back, get the ball, turn, and run. Absolutely run at defenders and then distribute the ball or score a goal or 2, right? None of that is right now they don't have a single player like that who can do that at Man City.
I'll give you 2 more.
None of them.
Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
He left, went to Borussia Dortmund, did well, came back. Obviously didn't do well at Man United, now doing well at Chelsea.
Yep.
And the other one that not many people know is Lavia. He went to Southampton and then picked up by Chelsea.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Lavia go as well.
So
shooting themselves in the foot from the beginning, from back in the day. Sorry, Nate, go ahead.
I've heard age mentioned twice.
Yeah.
Who had the older team?
Was that in Leicester City or?
Yeah.
Who has
Leicester City's
the
got
oldest
some older guys,
Yeah,
that's for
I
sure.
counted 12 guys because I was bored when Brooks was talking.
Oh, thanks.
And I got even more bored when Danny was talking. Wink. And I counted there are 12 field players that Manchester United had, and I fairly counted 12, the first 12 players that touched the field for Leicester City. The average age.
Yep.
Who had the older team.
So you're telling me Leicester City had an older team?
I believe it because Vardy's like 37, right?
Both averaged 26.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So the average age of a Premiership team right now is 24.
Yep.
But
26, huh?
26.
but
Because you gotta understand. There's a couple
There was
guys.
no Walker in the team today, though.
No, and there's a
Stones.
couple guys on
Rodri.
that team that are just in their 20s.
Correct. There is, yes.
That brings down your average.
It does, yes.
So I don't think there is. I would buy your tactics, and I would buy stuff going on in the background over age. I'm sorry.
Well, hold on though. 100%. I think it's a little combination of everything. But you've got a Gundogan, you've got a De Bruyne.
Gundogan didn't play, or Gundogan didn't play today.
Gundogan didn't play. Okay, but you've got a De Bruyne. You've got a Jack Grealish, by the way, who's 29. You've got players who run the middle of your park.
Stones probably didn't play.
Stones
Walker
didn't play.
They're
Rodri's
both in their 30s.
Walker's out.
Yep.
You got Rico
Rodri's
Lewis,
out.
who's 20.
Rico Lewis is the one who's holding it down. McAteer comes in.
You have Foden, who's 24.
Yep.
You have Holland, that's 24. You got Silvano, who's 20. So you got Kovac, which is 30, which
Kovacic, yep.
Kovacic. You got Gradival, who's 22. You got Aki and
This is the youngest team they may have started all year.
Yeah.
so
And not his
and then you had
strongest 11.
McAtee came in at 22.
That might be the youngest team he started all
And not
year.
his strongest 11.
And not the strongest 11.
Right.
You know what's funny with how
Jeremy Doku's 22. You
Yes.
got guys on there.
But they're not the main players, and they need to be the main players, like a Palmer or a Rogers or
Edison hasn't played for a month and a half.
benched. Yeah. No, he played against Villa, to be honest. He did. He's been in and out. Sorry, Brooks.
So one thing I find interesting where we go back to the ages, I've seen people, my friends in the program have shown me that, you know, the ideal of what Man City's beliefs are and when you sell a player and how long you keep them. And I think it's funny that they break their own rules because I think with how old De Bruyne is, Gundogan and whatnot, they at 33, 32, if, you know, in their charts, they say, we sell this guy. We don't want them anymore. You know, they're no use to us anymore. And it's funny how they break their own rules sometimes and they want to get the last bit out of them.
That's the problem.
That's the problem is if you held strong to your rules and you knew that someone runs out of gas at some point and can't do what you ask them, you know, this is what kind of ends up happening, you know?
I got to be honest, boys. I think Man City just hold into that anywhere from 9 to 7 range, probably 10 to 7 range for the rest of the year.
I have City finishing outside the top 4 this year.
Yeah, at this point, I think they'll be lucky to get anywhere close to the top 4. They just don't have it. They're going to have to dip in, and they've already admitted they're going to dip in for one of the first times ever in the last couple of years into the January transfer market, and people ain't going to sell them for cheap. And Danny, if you're right, if there are players, if some of the players inside of Man City know that these charges are coming down,
They want to leave.
they're going to want to leave.
Yeah.
But new players aren't going to want to come in.
Correct.
It'll be an interesting January because if they don't sign anybody of note,
Yep.
right, anybody that's, and it's hard to get players in January of note anyway for the quality that he wants,
Yep.
The football club. If he doesn't sign anybody in January, then you know something's up.
Yep. They do have money, they said. The PSR, they're good. So they've already cleared that. But you are right. If they don't sign anybody, because they've already said they do want to sign someone, Danny, you're right. You're right.
So I also think that, he came out at when Rodri got injured with his ACL, and he came out and made a bold statement saying that, it was a couple of games after, he went out, and they were still putting out a strong 11, and he's like, Rodri makes a big difference. He's the European Footballer of the Year with Ballon d'Or and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, that's such a cop out, man. That's just such a cop out. You're better than that. You're supposed to be one of the generational managers that
We should have a player to fill his.
With
you should
generational talent at your
you
disposal.
You should have somebody to come in and fill in there.
Yeah.
You're winning the treble. Is that just because you had one player?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a whole team.
Treble with one player.
It's a whole squad.
Team.
It's everyone that doesn't play to the guys that start.
All right, we got a lot of other stuff to get to. We're going to talk about, for briefly, a couple of games tomorrow. Then we're going to start to have a little bit more fun. So stick with us. We'll be right back right after this. All right, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just going to do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Ugh.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, big thank you to Soccer World. They have been such an awesome partner for us this year in 2024. Rod, Wad, Dylan, Soccer guys, Soccer World guys, we appreciate you. We love you lots. Guys, friends out there, if you're looking for some new soccer gear, you're here in Metro Detroit, visit Soccer World. They have 3 awesome locations, Rochester, Canton, and Brighton. Brighton being my favorite one because it's close to my house. And if you're not in the Metro Detroit area, visit them at soccerworld.net. They have everything you could need for your soccer youth player, or you if you're still playing. Good for you. All right, we got a lot of other stuff to get to. There's a little bit of news Brooks alerted me to, so I do want to talk about it. The biggest NWSL transfer fee in the history of the league. Gotham FC have officially traded midfielder Yasmin Ryan to the Houston Dash for a league record $400,000 in allocation money and a 2025 international roster spot. Additionally, Gotham has also traded $80,000 in intra-league transfer funds in Houston. I am not even going to pretend to know what half of that means, but $400,000 in that league is a lot of money. The biggest transfer fee has happened, and we all know how that goes. It will be beaten within the next 6 to 12 months. And after that, it'll be beaten again. I think it was 1991, 1992, the very first £1 million transfer happened. And it was Aston Villa going for Tony Dorigo. And after that, a £1 million player will get you Brooks now, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I am valuable, see?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good value.
I know.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, guys are getting transferred for, 5, 10, 15, 20 million. And there you go.
So when question to Brooks, when is NWSL going to be bought out by MLS?
There's a lot of rumors with that. Yeah. Well, it's not that they're going to be bought out. It's that MLS is planning on starting a professional women's soccer league to rival NWSL.
Why didn't they just buy NWSL?
I don't think NWSL wants to merge with MLS. I think they like
enough
being
money
separate.
gets that fixed.
Here's an interesting thing. The players, what are they? The players association, the union. They talk to each other. The NWSL and the MLS, they talk to each other. They actually help each other out. The NWSL Players Union president, we just spoke to her a couple of months ago. Tori, very wonderful lady, gave us so much insight into how that stuff works. I asked her, I'm like, do you talk to the MLS guys? And she's like, oh, they've been phenomenal. They help us all the time and how they do things. So, Nate, your question is, why don't they merge? Why don't they? I'm going to guess it's just money involved, but I would love for it to happen.
I am sure the players tell them that we would rather be what you have and vice versa. I'm sure they both exchange that, and they're probably like, I'd rather be separate from MLS.
Yeah, you understand if MLS goes women's route, which, by the way, eventually they will because they want to make money.
Yeah.
They're done.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, they've said USL has been done for years, and they've stuck around.
Yeah,
too,
there'll be
so.
USL League 2, 3, whatever you want to call it. But
now with some of the owners coming into the NWSL, all those celebrities.
Michelle King has put a lot of money into that Washington Spirit, and then she also gave like $60 or $30 million to U.S. Soccer just specifically
for the women.
The women's side.
I think it was $30 million just for the women's side. So there's a lot of money involved there.
But I see what you mean. I understand. I get what you're
MLS
saying.
has several Michelle Kings.
This is true. This is true.
And they also have Apple.
Danny, did you want to say something? Sorry, I couldn't tell if you were. No? All right, good. We're
not.
moving on. All right, boys and girls.
Messi will then have his own women's team, and that will make all the money.
That'll make all the money. All right, games that are happening tomorrow in the Premier League. Aston Villa at home to Brighton Hove Albion. Your Brighton Hove Albion come to my Aston Villa. I'm hoping for 3 points. Desperately.
I'm hoping for 3 points.
Desperately, we need 3 points.
He wants us to fight.
Yeah. Ipswich at home to Chelsea. Chelsea lost the other day to Fulham. Kind of a strange game there. If Chelsea at home, I would put money on Chelsea tomorrow coming out and Cole Palmer doing some damage. Manchester United at home at Old Trafford to Newcastle United, who were phenomenal the other day against Aston Villa, winning 3-0.
Dumpster fire.
Seventh place now. Newcastle. Yes. They've 3 wins in a row and moved them up.
Newcastle moved up, and they're looking for more. They're coming to Old Trafford tomorrow. We'll see if Ruben Amorim can stop that train that's moving pretty quickly right now.
Eddie Howe train.
How many goals are we winning by, Danny?
I think the storm's going to continue tomorrow, mate.
No,
jeez.
Is it like the storm of us winning, or is it the poopy diarrhea storm? I swore off swearing, so I can't say.
I think the storm that Amarin talked about is going to be a shit storm tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the poopy diarrhea storm.
Poopy diarrhea.
I think Chelsea win at Ipswich. I think Villa win at home against your Brighton, and I think
they draw since draw's been happening a lot. For
draw's been happening a lot for Brighton, but I do think Newcastle. If you're a betting man, take Newcastle or the draw there. You never know. It's at Old Trafford. And stranger things have happened there.
It's a crazy thing, right? And this would be interesting for Brooks to look up. But I saw something in social media the other day that teams with 22 points at Christmas have been relegated. Man United currently have 22 points.
Okay. Listen.
Hey, I'm just reading stats, baby.
I'm going to put the league table up again. Here you go. All right. You're telling me that Manchester United is somehow going to fall into the bottom. I mean, Southampton have 6 points. I think we can all say they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. Okay. Ipswich are on 12 points. Negative 17 goal difference. Sorry, they have not brought in enough.
Put it this way.
They're gone.
Put it this way. Man United's next 3 games is Newcastle at home,
Win.
Liverpool away,
win,
and Arsenal away.
Oh,
great! 9 points right there.
So
Arsenal's in the FA Cup.
even if they stay on 22 points, I don't think anybody's jumping them. I don't see Everton jumping them. I don't see Wolves or Leicester jumping them. So
I know, man.
I think you're safe.
Okay, I looked it up. There's an Opta article that came out 4 days ago. It's 22nd in the league, not 22 points. Maybe I don't know.
It's not 22nd in the league.
22nd in the league.
It's only 20 teams.
22 points.
Oh, never mind, hon. Okay.
Nah, I listen. I do believe there has been a team or two that have been relegated when they had 22 points. But, yeah, no, don't be silly, Danny. Have you been drinking? Did you drinking on the way to the studio? Because yes,
I'm going for cautious optimism.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome.
Also understanding that I've been let down countless times.
Again, welcome. You want to be a Villa fan as well? That's the way it is. All right. All right. It is officially the halfway point of the season. The boys here in the studio and I want to have our say. All right. Boys, what has surprised you so far this season?
Can I read one comment from Glenn?
Oh, Jesus. Is it Ronaldo sucks?
What do Manure and Ronaldo have in common? They both suck.
You're supposed to read it manure, man.
Oh, manure. Oh, sorry, Glenn. I messed that up. Critiqued by Glenn now.
By the way, Ronaldo coming out with some comments this past week, which made it.
Oh, the Saudi league is better than League One, huh?
Yeah, and at some point
God.
he's going to own a big club and all that, whatever. Ronaldo, go back to Saudi, and he's being paid to champion the league, and he's doing it, and it is what it is. All right, what's surprised you most so far this season? Here in the room, boys, Danny, Brooks, Nate. Danny, why don't you tell us what's been the big surprise so far for you this year?
Man City's demise.
Yep.
Their current form, in this Pep era, 2 wins now in 14 games across all competitions is unheard of.
Yep.
For a manager of that quality. That's been my biggest surprise.
It has been. Brooks?
Is this just the EPL or just soccer in general?
Soccer in general. Go for it, buddy.
Pulisic season at AC Milan.
Okay. All right.
Just how they see him as a key player for them, and they resigned him, and I think it's great. And honestly, Cebes Galazzo, I watched a clip on X, and they were talking about McKennie and Way at Juventus, and there's an American surge coming in the Serie A, and I think it's great.
By the way, Pulisic injured a calf, been out, and then injured his ankle. Supposed to be back in the next game for AC Milan early January 3rd, I believe, there. Nate.
You go before me.
You want me to go?
I want you to go.
Oh,
I'm feeling in the New Year's spirit as the clock turns and we slowly all just march off to the black abyss of where we will forever yeet and be blinked out of existence.
Pretty dark, but thank you for letting me go first.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, my biggest surprise over the course of the 2024 season has been I got two. Manchester City, as you said, the demise that they've had, and I don't see that turning around, to be honest, with the age and the tactics that they have, and also Nottingham Forest, as we talked about earlier, second in the table after Christmas is just. Spirito Nunes Santos has done an absolutely phenomenal job. So, what a surprise to see Nottingham Forest back there. Nate, what's been your biggest surprise?
I know everyone's going to say City. Yeah. I predicted that.
Yeah, of course.
I went with United.
I didn't say that.
You should have, though.
Everyone who counted. I went with United's issues. In that, I didn't think they were going to win the league or anything like that. But if you would have said, hey, Rashford is not on the team, probably going to be sold. Atletico Madrid has put an offer for Garnacho, and they're actually considering it. Fernandez looks on the outs. You got a new coach. I would have been like, okay, maybe one or two of those.
But not all of it.
Not all of them. Really all of them? And it seems like a total, and Xerxes looks to possibly be loaned. And it seems like a complete house clearing, which probably needed to be happening. You know what's funny is there is one man who actually predicted all of this. His name was Jose Mourinho.
Oh.
Back when, he was fired, they were talking about Rashford. He's like, he's not a number 9. Maybe he's an outside player. He has to work harder, but he's not even that. And they actually played that interview. He pegged this stuff. Everything he has said, he is absolutely pegged.
That's why he's good at his job.
Andy Mitten, who's a big big reporter for the Man United News and all that stuff. He came out in an article yesterday, actually, pretty big news, saying that he hasn't said anything up until now because didn't want to cause controversy and all that sort of stuff. But he's got it on record that Marcus Rashford has been a problem for the last 4 managers.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I believe it.
Problem.
I believe it.
I believe it.
Yep. All right. What hasn't surprised you? What did you predict that has come true? What hasn't surprised you so far in this as we reach the halfway point or over the course of 2024? Brooks, do you want to go first there?
Cole Palmer.
Cole
Being
Palmer.
the top goal scorer in the EPL. The explosion of the Euros and what he meant to that England team carried right on over into Chelsea, and he was good last year at the end of the year for Chelsea, and not surprised.
You saw it coming. All right.
Yep.
Danny, what hasn't surprised you so far in the halfway point of the season?
Liverpool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you said earlier you saw this coming and that they brought in the right manager.
Yeah, a lot of people said there was going to be a transitional period, but I didn't see one. And as the summer went on and with no signings and all that sort of stuff, I just thought, and I watched him in preseason against United in South Carolina, and I thought they were terrific then.
Yep.
He was up on the sideline directing traffic. Players said they loved him, all that type of stuff. So. Yeah, I didn't see it. Now it's been helped by City and Arsenal taking a bath, but yeah, I didn't. Liverpool haven't surprised me this year.
Cool. Nate, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right, thank you again. What hasn't surprised me? I predicted Aston Villa and Manchester United to struggle this year. I didn't have them in the top 4 as we did our predictions. I predicted they would finish outside of that top 4, probably in the lower half of the top piece of the table, but that has not surprised me. And I'm sorry, Aston Villa didn't make any real buys this summer. I thought the purchases, sticking with Erik ten Hag for Manchester United, and the purchases they brought in wasn't good enough. So hasn't surprised me at all to find them where they are at the moment. Nate, what hasn't surprised you?
I haven't been surprised at all with Gustavo's form from the Indonesian League One, playing for Persada Jakarta. I mean, this kid is on fire. And, I mean, if you follow the Indonesian League One like I do, you know the class of Gustavo. I mean, I've been following this guy's career for a while, and the guy's he's one of those players you just always rely on him year in and year out in that Indonesian League One.
Well, thank you for that.
I didn't even know there was.
Does he score a lot of goals?
He scores a lot of the goals. He's the top goal scorer. That's what I mean.
Wow.
He's the top goal scorer.
Well,
with a name like Gustavo, you're going to be the top goal scorer.
Oh.
Not one I had on my list. But
Does he walk to the stadium?
I mean, you probably remember him from Utium, right? Utium.
Sure.
He played there, and then Namadunan.
His
time
His time there was
Gustavo, yeah.
wow. He was phenomenal there.
Yeah, he's good.
At
He's
that
good. He's
club.
good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on. What player has surprised you so far this year? What player has done very well or very poorly that you didn't see coming? So what's your surprise? Danny, why don't we go with you? What player has surprised you? Oh, all right. Go for it.
I have 2 because, I'll go with Brooks because he said what hasn't surprised you. He said Cole Palmer, and I said what has surprised me. I've said Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer for me, big surprise. Knew how good he was as a player. Yeah. Didn't know that good he was. And I when he came on for England in the summertime and we saw him play, and last year we saw like glimpses and all that sort of stuff, but he's really surprised me this year, being obviously top goal scorer in the league right now, but he's a mainstay at Chelsea. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
They build the team around him week in, week out. Yeah.
And then the second player, which is really a true surprise, is Morgan Rogers. I think he's phenomenal, to be honest with you. I think between the 2 of them, and then you've got obviously Foden and all that sort of stuff, that England team's just getting better and better and better.
Think of 2026. Foden, Rodgers, Bellingham in the middle.
Yeah,
are you kidding me right now?
It's just a litany of talent, and they were both in the same youth team at City that won the Youth Cup and all that sort of stuff. So you can tell the quality of the players. But I mean, Morgan Rogers this year, if I was to pick one, Morgan Rogers would be it.
I think there's a few people on that bandwagon. Yeah, he's surprised a lot of people. Brooks, what player has surprised or hasn't surprised you this year?
I think Mo Salah, where he's at right now. I mean, I thought it was kind of the gap. He's on empty. He needs to transition to another league, and he just kind of found another level. And like I said, it's the last dance for that group at Liverpool, and I think they want to win everything and go out with a bang and make it good for Arne Slot. So, I'd definitely say Mo Salah.
All right. For me, this year's been Mo Salah as well. Incredible the form he's in. I did not see that coming. I mean, trust me, I knew he was going to be good, scoring goals, having assists, but I was on the bandwagon that they should have sold him 2 years ago for $150 million, and now it looks like they did the right thing and not selling him. Well, they're going to let him go for free because they can't find a new contract with him. But Mo Salah has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to agree with Danny as well. Last year when Villa bought Morgan Rogers, you could see glimpses of it, flashes of that running and that just ability and skill set he has. And then he turned it on in the summer, in the preseason tour that I went to a couple of games, and you just said, this kid's going to be special if he can do that against some of the opposition we're going to come up against. And sure enough, I mean, I got to find the tape. I think it was week 2 of the season, match day 2. I said, you boys need to keep your eye on this fella. He is going to be a superstar, and he's taken off. He really has. You know, the funny thing is after the City game, so in the City game, Morgan Rogers scored one and set up a goal. After the game, Pep Guardiola came up and gave him a big hug and was chatting in his ear, and I said, you better not be talking about him coming back to you, because a lot of people don't know. As you said, Danny, earlier, Morgan Rogers started out at City. They ended up selling him to Middlesbrough for $1.5 million. Aston Villa then came in 2 years later and bought him for $19 million. If we go to sell him now, he's worth 50, 60,
something like that.
Easy. So, yeah, one of mine as well.
One more. Brendan Aronson at Leeds. He's been pretty dynamic for them and scoring a lot of goals. That's been a surprise for me,
He got
because
the
I
winner
thought
today, didn't he?
he did, and I thought he'd be done quickly and move somewhere else, and
Yeah.
he's sticking around. So,
Nate.
I'm totally shocked at you guys.
Oh, did we miss one?
Oh, my God. Totally you missed one. I mean, just totally skipped it. So I had to say the player that really I think is just I've been most impressed with, thrilled with. And I mean, when I say this name, you guys are definitely going to have to agree with me because I know all you guys have been following this. But Bergerson from the Malaysian Super League, who plays for Jorjoran Tazam. I mean, the guy's top scorer. I mean, he is on fire every week in and out.
is
You
he
know what I
right?
mean?
Is he right-footed or left-footed?
He's
footed.
Oh,
he's
footed.
right-footed. By the
Okay.
way,
Brooks,
he's
did you just
right-footed.
get back from a scouting trip watching him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did.
How did we miss? Boys,
I think
I
an
don't know how
MLS
we
club
missed it.
wants him because
You know,
he's scoring
he's
so many
up in
goals.
the age. He's up in the age. He's 33, like a little. He's like a junior.
Yeah, it's about
Mo
MLS
Salah.
age.
But but that's where he's at. You know, he's got 22 goals in 20 matches.
Isn't that the guy?
What?
Isn't that the guy that Beckham's going to sign to put next to Messi?
I would 22 goals in 20 matches.
Sounds like a stud. How did we miss it? I mean, who can forget about Bergerson from
Ferguson.
that league and who played?
Jordan Tazam is actually the name from the Malaysian Super League.
They pay very well in that league, apparently.
It's a super league.
Yes.
That means
Yes.
Super.
Super.
in a league
Okay.
in Malaysia.
God, Nate bringing us to our senses again and letting us know the things we've
I have all the
forgotten
right
about.
answers.
Yeah, you do. All right, one last piece for this, boys. We are at the halfway point of the season. What is one prediction you're going to make from that you're going to say this is going to be true come the end of the season? Is it someone getting relegated? Is it a team finishing in X spot? Is it a player? One prediction that you're going to be proud to say, back in December, I made that prediction, and look at that. It came true. Yeah, nobody saw it coming. What is that one prediction you want everybody to know? What are you going to put on record here? Danny, what you got?
I'm going to do a mic drop.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I'm going to do a mic drop moment.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. These mics are expensive.
Sort
I'm
of.
going to do it on the foam here. My prediction is Cristiano Ronaldo and Sheikh Jassim Jassar to buy Manchester United by the end of 2025.
Whoa! By 2025!
By 2025.
Wow.
So what are they gonna the Ineos group gonna do all the work to make it more sellable and then just sell it off because
Yes.
it's too much of a
More sellable.
I mean that's kind of how you flip a house, right? Just-
Wow. That is a bold prediction.
That is my prediction.
That's it?
Wow.
that's weak.
I can't wait.
I'll go last.
We'll go last
Wait
with
to
you,
see
Nate.
something about the, Falasian League or some shit.
It's not even a Malaysian league.
They just made it up.
Yeah, clearly. God.
I want to hear some J Leagues. Come on.
All right, Brooks. What you got? What's your prediction, buddy?
Can I have two?
Go for it. Make them quick. Go for it. Yep.
Ready? Brendan Aronson helps Leeds get promoted back into the Premier League. They sit top of the table in Championship right now.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So, and the second one, Pulisic comes back from injury and gets AC Milan into the top 3 in the Serie A. They sit in 8th currently.
They do. They've fallen down the table since he's been out injured. Yes.
Michael Tyson says Grealish back to Villa. How much will they take him?
We don't need him. He's too slow now. He's not too slow, but I would take him. All right, my prediction. This is one I actually kind of forgot to work on a little bit today. I put out the questions and I forgot about it. Gosh, I don't even know. I think, honestly, I mean, I'm going to contradict myself now. I think Man City fall outside of that top 10.
Oof.
By the end of the season, I think they're outside of that top 10.
Dare we say relegated?
No. Unless the charges come in. But I think that'll be my prediction. I think they'll finish outside of the top 10. And I think I had them finishing second or third in our original prediction. But that's how far they've come down, and they're just not changing their tactics stupidly.
Have you got some suspenseful music over there for his prediction? Because
Unfortunately, I don't.
I've got some feeling he's got some Superman shit coming out.
No, I'm talking about the Premier League here.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
which Premier League? The American,
There's a few different ones.
Australian Premier League.
Yeah.
The tightest, the one that has the
Korean
tightest
Premier
race right now. All right, on to my prediction it's a Premier League prediction. All right, I think Samba SC is going to hold on to it. Yeah, right. The Tanzanian Premier League. I know what you're thinking. They're neck and neck with Young Africans. 1 point separates the two, and Young Africans have a team of
young Africans.
And bro,
they're good.
I know you're a huge Azam FC fan.
Yes.
Big Azam FC fan, and I don't mean any disrespect. I just think that Simba SC is going to pull this one out over Young Africans and Azam FC.
Simba?
He was going to get a Zamba FC tattoo on his lower back if they won the league, so that's why I'm pulling for
To
them.
all our listeners and all our fans in the Tanzanian Premier League that you're following it, I'm with you. It's a tight race. And I think Simba.
That's a great prediction, Nate.
Yeah.
You're on record now, and we'll see if it comes true at the end of the.
Tag the fans of the Tanzanian Premier League.
And Indonesia, Malaysia too.
Yeah, we're going international here,
We are.
baby. Woo!
I tell you what, I've been gone for a while, right? And all that stuff, but one thing doesn't change. There's always a freaking clown.
Woo!
I mean, I am big in India, so we need to grow my following, right?
You are big in India.
Yes.
You are big in India.
Oh, I miss those days. I miss those intros.
All right, we have a couple of other things we're gonna get to, like the weird internet searches that have been happening from some of the fellas in this room. We're gonna guess who did those searches. We got a couple of other things we're gonna get to right after this. All right, welcome back. Thank you to our partners, Fab Football Academy. If you're looking to get over to England and play, you have a gap year, check out Fab Football Academy. All right, so we're going to talk about a couple of rumors as the January transfer rumor is open in less than 72 hours. January 1st, the window opens, and it closes at the end of January, so it's only open for a month. Typically, not a lot of moves happen in the window. Not a lot of the big dominoes fall, as we like to say, in that window. But this year, a lot of teams are compliant with PSR. A lot of teams are flush with money, and they can spend. A lot of teams need to get up into certain spots. So things could happen. So there are a lot of rumors abound at the moment. Here are just a couple of them that I have written down. Isak, the Newcastle striker who is in awesome, rare form at the moment, is rumored to be headed to either Liverpool or Arsenal, and Newcastle won $150 million for him. Chances of that happening? Probably slim to none.
If he's going anywhere, he's going to Liverpool. If
Yes.
Salah's leaving.
Yes.
If Salah leaves,
Will they pay that much?
I don't know if they'll pay 150. They got a lot of
Yeah.
money, but I don't know if they're gonna if they got 150 million. I think they'll wait till the summer, negotiate that
Arsenal
down.
do need him, though.
Arsenal
Yes.
absolutely need him.
If Arsenal want to win the league, they need a striker.
I think I could see them selling a Havertz or a Jesus or another player or two, and then bringing him in for about 125 in the summer. But I don't see that happening in the January window. The other rumor we've already talked about, Trent Alexander-Arnold on his way to Real Madrid in an already signed secret deal. He won't sign a new deal at Liverpool, and he'll see out the remainder of his contract and in June sign a brand new contract at Real Madrid. Chances of that happening for everybody in the room?
Oh, it's not so secret when everyone knows about it. So there you go.
Pretty down,
Probably gonna
I
happen.
thought.
Yeah, I think it could end up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's quiet over
Yeah,
there.
he looked very quiet, like he already knows. Like he's been texting with Trent Alexander-Arnold.
You
I
checked
just
him?
got a message from. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
All right.
Here we go.
Oh God! You and your good buddy Fabrizio.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
here we go.
Here we go. All right, another one. Juventus reject an offer to sign Rashford as they actually want Joshua Zirkzee. That's a rumor I'm hearing at the moment.
I don't think anyone wants Rashford
I
because
think-
he's an asshole.
I'd do it.
I think Zirkzee goes out on loan.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I think Zirkzee goes out on loan, and to be honest with you, I think somebody will come in for Rashford.
So
For sure.
I could see a PSG maybe.
I say it's got to be a big money team like a PSG or a Chelsea because his wages are £325,000 a week.
I don't think United would sell him to a Premier League club.
I don't think he wants to stay in the Prem.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
I think it's a good shout. You know,
Yeah.
because he's you see him walk out the tunnel and he does the whole.
Yeah.
You know, he's got Muslim faith behind him, so I
Yep.
could see him going to Saudi Arabia. You know, for a money deal.
It's the Rashford show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things with Zirkzee is always rumored to just be a loan deal. But, I don't know, with Bruno on the outs.
Was it you who was telling me that you heard that Zirkzee just doesn't want to be there? He's not happy. He wants to leave.
That was Eric Ten Hag.
That was with Ten Hag, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But if Bruno is on the outs, which could be, but that opens a spot for him.
Zirkzee's only been there for 6 months. I mean, it's just
It's a bizarre one, right? But if he truly was a Eric Ten Hag signing, then Amarin might want to get him out in January on loan because the rumor is that Amarin wants Victor Osimhen.
Oh.
yeah, and
From not Besiktas or.
That was the other rumor as
Strasbourg,
well, is
right?
that Napoli want a striker.
Yeah.
And McTominay's at Napoli.
Yeah.
McTominay and Rashford are close. So Rashford going out to Napoli on loan.
it's all a big roundabout,
It's all
isn't
big.
it?
Well-
You go here, he goes there, and then
Even more Napoli news. I
Oh, boy.
heard that Napoli are interested in Harry Maguire.
that is the
And it
rumor.
actually would sell him.
Yeah.
They have no problem keeping
Yep.
him, but if the price is right, they'd let him go.
I mean, at this point,
It's simple.
Ruben Amorim has nothing left just but to go, you know what? You, and you. Yeah, on your way.
I think
We've
that's
got
what-
offers
honestly, I
on
think
your way.
I think it's mass clear out time right
Yeah.
now.
That's what he's told to do, though.
Even if he's got two players who he really values, he's probably going to go, you know what? I don't care. Out, because you're with the old culture, and I'm going to use that money to bring in my players who are new and fresh.
That is the first manager since Van Gaal brought him through that has dropped him for that amount of games, and people are going, he's gone.
Yep.
He's gone. He's gone.
Yep.
I mean, he's literally gone. You know?
I'm surprised Garnacho's gotten back into the good graces. I really thought he was going to sulk.
Well,
he was leaking
just be out of
starting
it.
lineups.
Well,
if you got no one better and you throw him out there and he plays well, and it might get you $60 million,
Yeah, that's true. He hasn't been playing very well, though. Not compared to what he did last year, anyway.
Send him to Atletico Madrid and give me Julian Alvarez. I'll take him any day.
I would take Julian Alvarez as well. We already talked about it. Mark Guay from Crystal Palace on his way to Liverpool. He wants that Liverpool move. I think that deal actually happens in the summer once Virgil van Dijk gets a big send-off. Yeah. Mark Guay from Crystal Palace, England international there. I think that's a good one. I saw this rumor earlier today as well. Eberechi Eze, the England international, to Tottenham for £64 million plus £9 million worth of add-ons.
I'll tell you the one transfer, the one big move that Tottenham need to make before that transfer happens is to sell Daniel Levy.
Sell the owner.
Sell the owner.
Yeah.
Who wants our owner?
He's such an
Akers?
odd egg.
Anyone?
Oh,
He's such an ass, man.
Oh, he's an idiot.
He's just.
So let's with that being said, listen, Daniel Levy is a pissant, man. He is a little man with a big fist, and he's run a lot of good managers out of that club.
I think it's the bald hair.
Is it time for Ange Postecoglou to leave, because they have not been they sit now in 12th or something like that. At this point last year they were in 5th on 34 points. Now they're on 22 points in 13th or 14th, right around 22 point Man United. But is it time for Ange Postecoglou? Is it time?
I have an idea. It's unorthodox. It's never been done. That's why it's going to work.
Can't wait. Can't wait for this.
Arsenal could trade Arteta for and Postecoglou. Now, I know what you're saying.
So two big rivals are going to trade managers?
Yeah. Here's why.
Didn't go down very well with Sol Campbell, mate.
Just hear me out here. You know, Arsenal seems like a team that might actually want to win a trophy at some juncture, and Arteta doesn't want to. He's been there for 5 years, whatever. He really doesn't want to.
He's the one holding him back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we all were like, you need a striker. Get a striker.
Go get a striker.
There's a striker right there. Go get him. And then
And
he's
he
like,
didn't get a striker.
center back. No, that's not a striker.
Did you see his interview the other day?
No.
That's his interview the other day when somebody was like, one of the reporters was questioning him, was like, you know, so you're having a difficult time here. You know, you've been here 6 years now. You won one FA Cup and all that sort of stuff. You know what Arteta responded back with?
No.
He goes, well, we did win 2 Community Shields as well. I was like, the definition of a small club.
So Arsenal, you get Ange Postecoglou, who actually seems like he wants to win something, right? And then you'd go, well, because you'd go, hey, I need a striker. I'm going to buy a striker, right? Yeah. And Arteta, who doesn't want to win anything, can go work with Levy, and they can do nothing and, like, finish 5th.
And be happy.
Yeah. And it seems to me like this would be a great relationship for everyone. There's no losses in this deal. It is win-win.
Tell you what, if
win-win.
If Arteta had beaten Postecoglou to Dominic Solanke, and Solanke went to Arsenal, Arsenal might be top of the league right now, or at least close to challenging for Liverpool.
I could have got him a striker for $15 million.
Which one?
$15 million.
One of your Malaysian strikers?
No, Galatasaray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what? Maybe he wouldn't have done well. I don't know. Maybe he would have. I don't know.
So you personally could have gotten that.
But it's $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of keeping on along those lines, there is a striker that is available. Right now he's playing a bit of a bit part, making cameos at his club. Been there for several years. England international, but he's had health issues. Rumored to be on the outs, and rumored clubs want to come in. Newcastle are looking at him. Fiorentina are looking at him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, at Everton?
Everton. He showed up today on the field for the last 20 minutes and go, it's about that time for him to make his appearance and do absolutely nothing or get injured. And he did absolutely nothing. So what's wrong with Arsenal going and taking a punt on him? If you can keep him healthy.
Because they don't want a striker.
They just don't want to win. You might be onto something.
They want to take a guy who's historically an attacking midfielder and put him at striker.
Put him up there. Yeah, they tried with Jesus. They paid $42 million for Jesus, paid him a lot of money. He's getting paid.
And then he comes on and scores a hat-trick the other night and then drops him for the next game. Like,
everybody thinks he's back, and then they drop him. Typical. Absolutely typical. You're onto something, Nate. You're onto. He really doesn't
trading
want to
managers.
win. He does. No, not the training managers, but I don't see
okay.
that happening.
Man, if he wants,
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. I just don't.
if he wants Rashford, all Arsenal need to do is slap 40 million on the table, and I'll take.
Oh my God, that'd be an epic failure.
That would be
horrible.
funny. All right, we got a couple of other things we're gonna get to tonight, and then we're gonna finish it up and say Happy New Year. But a couple of other pieces, like the weird internet searches that have been happening around the office. We're gonna get back to that right after this. I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field without any warm-up. We want to make sure that we're getting the body warm, we're getting loose, we get the heart rate up so that we can help reduce injuries. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep, sorry, Doc. All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What was wrong with my old warm-up? Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord. A big thank you to Dr. Zachary Atwood, the football doc. He's shown a lot of love sponsoring and supporting us at We Are Soccer here this year. So do us a favor, follow him on his socials. The football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. What a good dude. What a great soccer player, by the way. Really knows the game and is putting together a new clinic, a new health and fitness center that is just absolutely looks phenomenal from the social media pictures and videos he's posted.
Just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
do they need guys who can lift a lot of weight? Because I can lift a lot of weight.
You can. They could probably use some help. I don't know.
You text Zach and ask him.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. It's a good idea. And if you get hurt, you know what? He's right there.
Yeah.
He can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Win-win for everybody.
Just like a manager trade.
Yeah. Just like a manager trade of Arsenal and
You've already been traded once, mate.
yeah.
That trade would have not gone through. Canada doesn't let me in.
All right, one of the last pieces for 2024 that we're going to talk about. I have control of the internet here in the office. I see everything that happens here in the We Are Soccer office, online and offline. And I decided to look into what people in our office here have been searching for online. So here are some of the stranger Google searches that I found that have happened in 2024. What I'm going to ask is the boys here and everybody following along, do me a favor. I'm going to read off the Google search, and I want you to write down who in this room did the Google search, that particular Google search. All right, you ready? First one. Someone Googled, how do I pick a new club to support? Which one of you guys did that? People online, who do we think was looking for a new club to support?
I'm ready.
All right. Go ahead and show us what you got there. That was you. He's just owning up to it. He's like, fuck it was me. Brooks, who do you think it was? It was Danny. Okay. Nate, who do you think it was? You think it was me? Wait, what is it? What does it say? I can't see.
Philip sucks.
I mean, at one point, trust me, every week I'm like, God, how do I, so that was good. One of the next Google searches was,
You're not gonna answer?
I mean, it was either Danny or me.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I don't remember. I Google search everything, but I'll leave it to you and everybody online. Everybody online, let us know in the comments who you think did these searches. All right. One of the other Google searches. Do people really like me, and how do I know? Which one of the people in the room here searched, do people really like me, and how do I know? Brooks, what you got? Nate. You think it was Nate? You think it was Nate? Self-admitting. I mean, okay, all right, there we go. All right. All right, next one. Is youth soccer as popular as I've been telling everyone? So who in the room here Google searched, is youth soccer as popular as I've been telling everyone? Brooks, you seem ready. Who you got? You. Actually, that came up multiple times. Nate. Brooks with his what?
With high school.
With his well done. Oh, man. All right. Couple of other Google searches happened. Who in the room searched for why don't Manchester United win anymore? Who searched for why don't Manchester United win anymore? Brooks, what you got? Nate and Danny together, sitting together. They were sitting together at the computer, both typing it in. Stupid. You might be right there. I need to know why they're not winning anymore. Someone help me out. I can't figure it out. Nate, Craig, you have to read the rest.
Well, Nude loving himself.
Yep. Actually, you might be right.
That was
on
the
that.
cleanest thing I could come up. That was literally, that took a lot of effort to be that clean.
All right, we got 3 or 4 more. This one was a little concerning, to be honest. Someone Google searched big black balls for soccer.com. Which one of the people in this room searched for big black balls for soccer.com? I don't know why that is a Google search that happened in this room, but apparently it did.
I'm ready.
All right, Danny, who you got? Brooks.
India Fetish.
Brooks, what you got? You think it was Nate? You think it was Nate? That's what he's into. Big black balls for soccer.com. And all of us together.
You ran it.
You ran it.
Ran it.
Oh, that was
ran it.
that was a session we ran, a training course. Yeah, you're right. Oh, all right. This one may seem kind of obvious. I'm not really sure. Who Googled, is there a Scouting Soccer for Dummies book? That could be any one of us. Any one of us. Who Google searched, is there a Scouting Soccer for Dummies book? Brooks, you seem ready. It was Craig. You think it was me. You think that was me. The lacrosse guy. Yes, the lacrosse guy. All Scouts for Dummies. All right, two more Google searches that happened that I thought were a little concerning. This one, someone Google searched, is it healthy to Google myself this much? Who searched for, is it healthy to Google myself this much? I don't know. Danny, you look ready? It was Danny. Danny, yep. Danny and Danny. Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, that kind of pointed that one. All right, last one. Well, there was another one that snuck in. Maybe we'll go with it. But one of the last ones was, which one of the guys in the room searched for, what country is Germany in? I mean, it seems like a legit Google search to me. I would need to look it up as well if I didn't know. You think it was Nate. Brooks thinks that was Nate, who was. You do know that he lived in that country?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Nate, you look ready?
I mean, it's funny, the guy who's talking about the Indonesian leagues
This is true.
somehow doesn't know geography.
Yeah, this is true.
Question?
Who Google searched for, what country is Germany in?
But maybe there were some nice pictures.
And it was you. It was you. Yeah, I thought it was either you or Brooks, but yeah, it was definitely Nate. All right, last one. Why? Someone Google searched, why can't I own a Canadian? I don't even know where to begin or end with that. Someone Google searched, why can I not own a Canadian? Well, there's many reasons why, but I'm not going to answer that. But who Google searched that? Brooks? You think that was me? You think that might have been me? That might have been me. You're going to go with Nate. Danny goes with Nate, and Nate says me. I can't read the rest.
They're not like real people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So you're going to agree it's probably Nate, but maybe me because he mentions it. So anyway, that was some of the Google searches that happened in this room in our office here. All right. 2024 is coming to a close. What a fabulous year it has been for us here at We Are Soccer and the world of soccer. And just a quick reminder, so what happens in the world of soccer in 2024? Spain won the Euros, defeating England 2-1 in the finals. I think they paid off the refs. The U.S. women's national team won the She Believes Cup, defeating Canada in a penalty shootout after drawing 2-2. The U.S. men's national team fired Greg Berhalter and hired Mauricio Pochettino to take them into the future and hopefully deep into the 2026 World Cup, which will be here before you know it. And another big thing that happened in the world of soccer in 2024 was Real Madrid won the Champions League, beating Dortmund 2-0 at Wembley. Big year, lots of good things. One of the last things I want to say about 2024 was my Aston Villa made it into the Champions League. They've so far had a great run, and it's been a phenomenal year for Aston Villa and the fans as we've gotten back on board and into winning ways, and some ups and downs. But man, what a year it's been, boys! It's been a phenomenal year. Hanging out with you every night, talking soccer. So thankful to be part of it. So, but yeah, it's 2025 is coming up. We got a lot to look forward to.
Yes, we do.
Yes. For that, and as of that, I think we will close off 2024. Signing off, and we'll see everyone next year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
Be safe. Cheers.
Prost.